just started to use. And yes, that was some time period of Teruzuki. Thank you.
Thank you, June. I wonder if you could speak a little bit to just the archaeological process. You know, we've been working to put together the stories of kind of the battle damage and reports with what we're seeing on the seafloor and trying to connect those. But are there other ways, other diagnostic type features that you would look to as a historian and archaeologist in order to understand specifically the ship that we're seeing?
Well, now I just watching. Are we watching the bow part?
No, I think we're somewhere amidships. Yeah, we're heading towards the bow, but yeah, we're somewhere amidships.
I believe that we just passed, maybe was that the torpedo crane that's coming up on the left there? With the degaussing wires running along it.
Roger. Roger that.
That's, yeah, the crane.
Do we know what this structure is, Leila? Did we identify that yesterday? Or
This
June,
in the center right here? No, I do not know what that is. Where's the crane? I took my eyes away for a second. There was a sort of another mast back here that this could be the collapsed version of, but what the cylindrical thing to the left was, I don't know.
Yeah, thanks for all the comments coming in. We are aware that on channel 3 you're looking at cameras that have some wobble to them. We're having some challenge there in a couple of the cameras are not functioning as planned, and are working to troubleshoot that. So appreciate sending in the comments. Well aware, and we'll continue to work on that vibrational issue.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
I don't know. We took good pictures of them yesterday.
So we're about to have a watch changeover, so you may hear SPL get a little bit quiet as the teams are handing over one to the other. But June, if you're online with us still, this would be a great time to share a little bit about what kinds of details we may be looking for or looking at in order to confirm this. Lots of viewers really curious, as historians and archaeologists, like, how do we do that sort of detective process to understand a site like this?
One of the things we want to understand is, of course, the site formation process of the leaking events and the state of the damage, how ship was sunken. Of course, it's fully recorded in historical document, and also based on what we are watching. It will be important how long this ship remains going to be survive physically. It's a global concern now. A number of World War II sunken warships are in danger condition of the collapse and things. So what we are watching is the midship of possibly Teruzuki, and exposed hull substantially damaged. And so this information is very important for us, for archaeologists, to think about how long shipwreck going to be survived. And yes, this year's 80 years anniversary of the end of World War II. So all these visualized information will be disseminated to Japanese societies. A number of people will be interested in the current state of these sunken warship. Thank you.
Thank you so much. It's wonderful to have you with us. Yeah, yeah.
Okay, guys. How's everybody doing? All right. So I'm going to come out of auto XY, come down a little bit just to... Okay. We do. So, kinda. All right. Okay. Okay, so great. So just to
Hi, everyone. How are you?
who's that?
Oh, good. I'm so glad. I'm
Lord.
so glad.
I'll take this.
Awesome. Well,
It's full of loud
uh,
people.
I'm texting Locke. I'm not super sure. They may have gotten caught up somewhere, so apologies that Locke is not here, but I wanted to hop on and be sure you guys were waiting. You all weren't waiting.
So we're going to, is it correct that I'm moving to the bow and only filming? Okay. Is that what this structure here is? Okay. And they only want to do the center? Is that also true? Oh, golly. Okay. Okay, I think he was, yeah. Okay, let's move towards the bow.
All right.
And I'm just gonna, if you can keep an eye on my tether.
Yep. I'm gonna,
Mic and all.
yeah, I'll keep you tight. You're at 26 Delta right now.
Okay, I know I'm right below you here.
Yep.
So I'll start moving ahead. Okay, I'm fine with that, yep. Let's do that. Move this down a little. Oh, it's all the way down. Okay, well, never mind. Okay, here's the conning tower coming up.
Coming down to you.
It's half of a conning tower.
Here's the tower, the structure.
I'm gonna just come up and look at it a little.
Good.
Let's paint it with the main here. Oh, these are both wiggling.
Yeah. Is that the same camera though? Yeah.
No, that's another one.
Is it?
Yeah, you can see whatever's there on the left
Oh
there.
yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Ben, did you get briefed on the camera situation?
A little bit, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. It's I didn't realize it was both cameras. I thought it was only the.
It's,
Oh,
yeah,
wow.
it's the whole array.
Okay. Well, bummer.
Coming down to you just a bit. Okay. They let you know that the Zeus camera is racked out just a touch, right?
It's where? What?
The Zeus camera is racked out just a bit.
Oh, okay. Coming down.
Coming down. Coming down to you. Starting to get pulled.
So, okay. So, no, I'm actually going to come back to the other side because this is the starboard side. We've already done it. I got to come back. This is my bad.
Wow, that's 100 milli, 3.9-inch gun.
It's a nice shot of our turret.
Let's see. All right, everybody settled in, ready to go? Yes, I hear enthusiastic yeses from everybody. Boy, front row there, yeah.
We are. We're all settled in. We're already getting to business.
Okay. All right, well, welcome everybody. We're here now on the 12 to 4 watch, and we are just finishing up a video survey of a surprise find for us, a very exciting find for us. The wreck of the Japanese destroyer Teruzuki, which I think means shining moon.
Yeah,
I think what Hiroshi told us. It was 132 meters long, about 440 feet long. And I think this was sunk quite late in the Battle of Guadalcanal, maybe even beyond the limits of what we call that in December.
Yeah, it was after the battles. This was towards the end of where Japan was trying to reinforce
and resupply the troops.
Using like drums they would drop over the side of the current strip.
Right, and my understanding is that this destroyer was sunk by torpedoes from PT boats.
PT boats.
Yeah. So that's quite a different situation than we've seen with.
And this one was Admiral Abe Tanaka's flagship, and he was one of the key Japanese officers involved in the Tokyo Express. When Hiroshi and I were looking over some of the data earlier today, he was telling me that I mentioned that the Japanese destroyers had kind of poetic sounding names, and if I remember correctly, and Hiroshi, if you're listening, correct me if I'm wrong. The term Zuki means moon. You see Kazi, which means wind, and Nami means wave.
Wow, very cool.
So there's some sort of a descriptive term that goes with that.
And the next vessel will go visit the known position vessels will be the Ayanami.
Ayanami.
Yeah.
Which Ballard discovered in 1992.
All right. And we should give a little background about this. So I said it was a surprise find for us. We're working in kind of a dual mode here. We have a list of wrecks whose positions are already established, a lot of them from Bob's expedition in 1992, some from the Vulcan expedition in 2015. And then there was a more recent expedition, Inkfish. And so we have a few of the positions. I think there's something like 17 of those that we have as known positions. And we've been, I
also think Vulcan came here in 2019 as well, before they went off to Midway.
Okay, down to you.
And as we've been exploring these known wrecks and getting real high-resolution imagery and immersive footage over them, we at the same time have been using the University of New Hampshire's autonomous vessel, or uncrewed vessel, called the Drix, a 7.7 meter uncrewed vessel with a multi-beam sonar on it, to continue to map much of the area of Iron Bottom Sound and try to identify potential targets from that sonar. The first of the kind of hits on an unidentified target was a very, very exciting discovery of the bow section of the USS New Orleans, a remarkable vessel that lost its bow and still managed to steam backwards all the way across the Pacific. And the second kind of major hit on an unknown target found by Drix was this discovery of the location of the Teruzuki. So it's a kind of a nice balance of exploring known wrecks and then looking for the position of ones we haven't discovered yet. And the Drix is still out there. It works 24/7 for about 3-4 days at a time before it has to come back to the base and be refueled. And that'll happen again, I think Saturday is we're scheduled for our next refueling. So if everybody is kind of settled down, why don't we start with introductions of this watch and turn to Noel.
Hi everyone, my name is Noel. I'm the data logger on the 12 to 4 watch, and I'm also the science coordinator for OET.
Frank?
I'm Frank Thompson. I'm the Director of Collection Management at Naval History and Heritage Command, and I'm here to observe the dives on the wrecks of Iron Bottom Sound during what we are commemorating as 250 years of the United States Navy. And this is one of the more epic battlefields in that history.
Tess.
I'm Tess. I'm the video engineer, and aside from being on Nautilus, I really love scuba diving and free diving.
Mike?
Mike Burns, your Atalanta pilot this evening. I work here on Nautilus, and then also other resource vessels as well.
Hi, I'm Ben Irwin. I'm currently flying on the Hercules position. Go for it.
And yeah, I'm Jacob Stock. I'll be your navigator for this shift, and I'm looking forward to finding some hopefully very interesting things with you.
All right, so that the last four folks were what we call the front roll: the video engineer, the Atalanta pilot, the Herc pilot, and our navigator. And then in the back, we just sit here and kibitz, really. And I'm Larry Mayer. I'm the watch leader for this watch, and in real life, I am the director for the Center for Coastal and Ocean Mapping at the University of New Hampshire. And that's a national center of excellence for developing new approaches for collecting and processing seafloor and ocean mapping data. And we specialize in a whole bunch of different sonar systems, multi-beam sonar systems, and have been lately really working quite a bit with uncrewed vessels, and we're the ones who brought this Drix out here. I'm the only one of the team on board the ship. We have a team of 7 other folks actually sitting in Honiara in a very nice hotel. And they're standing 24/7 watches, just keeping an eye on the Drix. The Drix can do a lot on its own. It has obstacle avoidance systems. We can pre-program its path and everything, but none of these systems are truly autonomous. So we have to have somebody monitoring its behavior all the time. And then, as I said, every 4 days or so, depending on its speed, we bring it in to be refueled. And the next one of those refuelings due next Saturday. So the Drix, as I said, has a multi-beam sonar on it. This is very much like, if any of you tuned in a little earlier, the Norbit sonar that we used from Hercules to map the detailed orientation and as much as we could see of the wreck. But these sonars scale with frequency. So the Norbit sonar is a very high frequency sonar. It gives us that high resolution picture of the wreck. But its range is very limited, 100 meters or so. So we have to be very close to it. Most of Iron Bottom Sound is kind of between 600 and maybe 1,100 meters deep. So the Norbit couldn't see to those depths at all. And so we're using the multi-beam sonar on the Drix, which is a frequency of 70 to about 100 kilohertz, which lets us survey down to about as much as 3,000 meters depth. But in surveying that kind of range, we lose resolution. So as we're surveying Iron Bottom Sound, we're getting a very beautiful picture of the bathymetry, the topography of Iron Bottom Sound, but we get these little hints of targets because they're just a few pixels at that depth. But the team has been doing a pretty good job of picking things out that stand out as anomalies. It's a lot easier if the seafloor is perfectly flat. Some places of Iron Bottom Sound it is flat, others it's not. And so as soon as we finish up this video run, which will be in a few minutes, we're going to start on an excursion that's going to pass over a number of the kind of unknown targets that we've identified on the Drix and see how many of them are real and how many of them are just our imagination or how many of them are geology. And it's
I'm looking over some of the comments that came in, and there's one here from Japan that says, watching from Japan, the response in Japan has been amazing. Thank you for finding Teruzuki.
Wow.
Oh, that's nice to hear.
So,
and
yeah.
That's really cool.
And we're reminded, I think, each watch that as we see each one of these wrecks, we have to understand that they're war graves. Literally thousands of sailors on both sides, on all sides. So the Australians, New Zealanders, Japanese, and Americans lost their lives here, and we have to keep that in mind and think about them as we see this.
So, Larry, we are all done with our visual survey.
Okay, I hear voice. I just need to see which direction it's coming from.
Just me. If there's any last requests you have from this site or cinematic shots you need?
Negative. We got all we needed on the last watch, so our row is good to go.
Yeah.
Well, it looks like we're going to head towards unknown 44.
Unknown 44 it is.
That's to the northeast.
And that's a run of about how far? That's
1,000 meters.
1,000 meters.
Yeah, it's 1,000 meters. It'll take about 30 to 45 minutes, depending on how fast we're going.
All right.
And we'll come up and probably get into a tow configuration for that.
Okay. Yeah, and I think we've talked about that before. There are several ways we can tow the vehicle. We try not to bring the vehicle up. It's a very intensive activity to recover the vehicle, bring it on deck, and then relaunch it.
I'm going to go ahead and spin
it's time-consuming. It's always dangerous to do that. So when potential targets are just a kilometer or so apart, it's easier for us to just leave the vehicles down and then either drive them there if we really want to stay in contact with the bottom, or the most efficient way is actually to tow it there. And as we get closer to the target, we'll get the vehicles closer to the bottom. And we're going to run the Norbit as we go there.
Thank you, team. That was great shot in the three detected. Teruzuki, much appreciated. My name is Jun Kimura, offshore scientist from Japan.
Oh, thank you, Jun. This is wonderful that you can join us. We very much appreciate it, and we appreciate your appreciating what we're trying to do here. And thank you for your insights and additions to the discussion.
Thank you. Thank you.
Jake?
The last shot was great. The very sharp bow of Teruzuki.
That was with the two pairs of guns, yeah. Jacob, we going to run the Norbit? I need something I can throw at them.
Sorry, what was that?
Are we going to be running the Norbit?
We are. So the plan is to not immediately run an orbit. We can do a single pass on it, But if we find something we want to run an orbit on, I think we're going to do a visual inspection first, and then do an orbit survey when ready.
So as we're towing, we're not going to keep the Norbit running.
Oh, we're gonna keep an orbit during transit.
That's what I'm asking.
Yes.
So you go.
Yeah, we're going to be.
Yeah. Good.
Thank you.
Heads off.
Recording during transit.
Start dragging you around.
Right. Roger.
Just poke.
Okay.
Okay.
Sorry, Jacob, what was the heading you said for unknown 44?
The heading is 075.
Come
Thanks.
out to 60 meters on Atalanta.
Thank you.
Yep.
I'm looking here at a question we got. Are you able to roughly estimate where a ship may be resting based off battle plans? Certainly you look at the battle plans and whatever records still exist for the ship's last moments, but from what I've seen, it's rarely, pinpoint accuracy. These are, coordinates are often noted in, a very rapidly changing combat environment, so sometimes accuracy isn't quite.
I think there are many levels to that.
Yeah.
Certainly, even if everything was calm, the positioning capability at that time was not that great. The positions were only good to maybe a kilometer or so, and that's a big circle of uncertainty.
I know, like off Midway, we reviewed the battle plans for where we thought the ships had sunk, and we found one of them about 16 kilometers away from where we thought it would be, and
I should say we came here prepared with a number of databases that showed estimated positions of many of the wrecks, and as we actually find them, we find there's a tremendous bit of variability between the estimated positions, many kilometers in many cases. And of course, nowadays, with GPS positioning, each vessel has a very accurate position continuously, and so as long as the GPS is continuing to run, or systems, now ships have beacons that are constantly reporting their positions called automatic identification systems, AIS. You can track ships so much differently now than then, and that's one of the huge contrasts in the 80 years in terms of our ability to know where ships are. And we look back to the battles and how much confusion there was about who was who and where ships were. And I think in this modern electronic age, as long as things aren't jammed, and there's a lot of focus on attempts to jam things.
Here's a question for you, Larry. How long does it take to map a wreck on average?
Yeah, well, there are several scales to that question. If we're running over it with Drix, when Drix is running at 6-7 knots typically, we can pass over a wreck this size in a few minutes, and we only get a few little blips, a few little anomalous soundings on it. We then come back with Norbit, and Norbit will move at 1 or 2 knots over the wreck, and so we can take an hour or so to get a good Norbit's pass, depending on the length of the wreck, half hour to an hour. and we'll get that kind of complete sonar picture that gives us the orientation and what things are protruding out or not. And then we come to the third level of resolution when we bring the video cameras in close. And we try to get a complete coverage of both sides, the port and starboard, and then another coverage over the top. And that can be 5 to 6 hours. So we have many scales of coverage, the initial fast pass at low resolution, kind of medium resolution, and then the highest resolution. It would be magic if we can do high resolution at high speed. That would be our dream. And in a sense, you know, if you think about, if you look at images of the Earth from satellites, Google Earth, that's what it is. You have a satellite moving at 17,000 miles an hour, and yet it can take images of the Earth where we can see cars from space. It's just absolutely remarkable. And that has to do with the fact that the electromagnetic waves that the satellites use have very, very short wavelengths, a very high resolution.
Here's another Drix question. How fast does Drix travel while mapping?
Yeah, okay. So Drix actually has the ability to go for an uncrewed vessel quite fast. It can go 10, 11 knots if it wants. And when we had a smaller Gondor, 14, 15 knots. But that's not ideal for the mapping because the faster you go, the more bubbles you get under the sonar. So the ideal mapping speed is about 6 or 7 knots, so 6 or 7 miles per hour, which that's a little faster than a walking speed, but for vessels, that's not so bad. Keep in mind that when the Nautilus transits, goes from one place to another, it's only going 10 or 11 knots.
I have a morning greeting from the office. Good morning, or good afternoon back to the office.
Oh, that's nice. It shows they're there working. They're filling the huge gap you've left.
Yes, there are no words to describe how much I missed the drumbeat this morning.
Oh.
Or actually yesterday here, so.
Ooh, ooh. 11, 12 July. My mother's birthday. I have to remember.
Good job. But isn't it, so it'll be.
But we're one day ahead, so.
So it'll be on the 13th.
On the 13th
Got
here,
it.
yeah.
I forgot.
Gosh.
I have a question here for Jun or Hiroshi. Unfortunately, Hiroshi is off watch. The question is, did Japanese destroyers carry bells? So, I don't know if Jun is still on, but if there's any information you can provide, or Hiroshi, if you are listening.
So a question of a ship's bell, like we
saw on De Haven.
Right. Which is always kind of the kind of symbol or memento of a ship,
right?
That people want to preserve. That's a really interesting question. Yeah.
Here's one for our sonar people. On the seafloor mappings, there seem to be straight lines present. Any insight as to what they may be? There seem on the seafloor on Google Earth maps as well. They appear scar-like, as if a bottom dredge were towed hundreds of kilometers in a completely straight line.
Yeah, I'm not sure exactly what you're referring to, but it's probably the fact that when we depending on what kind of sonar it is, some of the sonars will leave a small gap. Typically a side scan sonar will leave a small gap right down what we call the nadir, right directly below the vessel, because the sonar needs to look sideways. And so you often see in a side scan sonar image a line down the middle that basically is following the ship track. So that would be a side scan sonar. With the multi-beam sonars, we shouldn't be leaving a line down the middle, but usually have poorer and poorer quality as you get to the edges of the swath. And so as we overlap one swath to the next, you'll end up seeing what we call an artifact that, again, will be a line that follows the ship track. So it's probably one or the other, depending on what kind of sonar map it is. If we have ways with multi-beam sonar and side scan sonar, too, to get rid of that by overlapping tremendously. So you put the best spots of the sonar, the best data, make sure it overlaps, but that means it takes twice as much time or 3 times as much time to survey an area. So again, you always have to have this trade-off of coverage versus resolution and data quality. It's a constant game we're playing to try to optimize those. We should say to folks what we're doing now is we just finished up with a complete survey of the Teruzuki, the Japanese destroyer Teruzuki, and we're moving a kilometer or so to the northeast to start a whole series of looks at potential targets, and I emphasize potential, that the Drix-identified. And so we'll be probably another 15 minutes to the next one, and after that they'll be very close to each other, and then we'll have one more longer run. That may.
I have a question here. Why is the bell the most important artifact waiting to be preserved? I would think maybe the anchor. Is it because it's small? Well, the bell tends to be from my experience in my time at the Naval History and Heritage Command, especially in the early days when we used to do a lot of requests from reunion groups or ships carrying on old names that are being commissioned. The first question was always overwhelmingly, "Where's the bell from the ship?" And you know, in the old days in particular, at least in the U.S. Navy, the Navy would engrave the ship's name and the year it was launched in the bell. They don't do that so much anymore. Usually they just say U.S. or USN. There are still a few ships that have had the name engraved in it, but usually it is the one central object that most of the crew. Excuse me a minute.
Jacob.
Yes.
Jacob.
Yes.
Thank you. I want to drop a point here.
Okay.
The suspicion is that this is the stern, pieces of the stern. Thank you, sorry.
Do you want it labeled in a specific way?
Yeah, put,
I would do...
just stern bits, they called it. I think that'll go with the commentary. Should we?
And just, yeah, if you can just tag it as Teruzuki or TER or something.
Okay, I'm sorry, Frank.
That's okay.
I have to yell to get the attention of the folks up front sometimes.
So anyway, the bell also is an object that usually revolves around the day-to-day life of a sailor. You know, chiming of used in ceremonies and things like that. Whereas an anchor is just something that hangs over the side, and it's also quite large. So it's the two objects that we would always get the request for were, the first was the bell, the second was the builder plaque from the previous ship.
Yeah. And I think as I've learned here, I'm new to this. The bell has the name of the ship engraved on it and everything. Yeah. The anchor doesn't. The anchor could be from any ship, but the bell really is identified with the ship as the builder's plaque is.
Yeah. Unfortunately, you know, like I mentioned earlier, the engraving of the names and the year of launch is kind of fallen away from in U.S. Navy practice. Oddly enough, when I've seen them recently, it's more from submarines.
Yeah. It's quite a debris field.
Yeah. There have been several questions in the feed asking if that is being broadcast on Channel 3. I don't know the answer to that. So.
I think it is because
it is? Okay.
some of our observers just sent the picture right back to us.
Yeah, Jacob, let me know if you want me to take that off the feed.
Wow, that's starting to look sizable.
The Norbit screen is on the feed.
So what?
That's fine.
Okay.
Okay, what would it take for us to dip down and see what we're seeing here?
This does look.
You want to take a peek right here?
Yep.
Sure. Go ahead and, well, that does kind of look like a stern. Bridge nav.
So we're thinking this is the stern from the Teruzuki? Is that what our our initial theory is here?
Let's take a look.
Okay.
Bridge nav.
Well, that's the whole idea of this exploration.
Let's hold position here.
Someone is asking if they can share what depth the Teruzuki is at.
About 790 meters.
Somebody just relayed the story about the bells being used in baptismal fonts. We had a long discussion about that a couple days ago. Some of the folks here on the board had never heard of that before, so I was relaying some stories about some of the names I've seen in the dates inscribed in the bells over the years because of that tradition.
Bearing is 254. We're going to have to come back the other direction. But it's not too far, maybe 70 meters from where we'll stop. I did not. I accidentally had you on. Yeah, I am. I don't have any DVL, but I can reset it anyways. Let's go here. Okay. You're good to come down whenever you're comfortable.
Larry, one of my guys at Richmond sent me this is the internal shot of a bell, so you can kind of see the names inscribed in it. And of course, Nick didn't tell me which bell he sent a picture of. I'll have to talk to him about that.
It should be coming up on sonar pretty soon when we head that direction. I think within like 15 meters. Might even see it on Atlantis. It was fairly large.
Larry, that bell I just showed you, the internal shot of that was the bell from the Aegis cruiser, Philippine Sea.
Hey, this is Phil. Curious, how far is this target away from the main wreckage?
It was about 1,000 meters, I think is what they said.
No, this target, I think.
Says,
This is, yeah. So, Jacob?
250 meters.
250 meters, Phil.
Okay.
Okay, Roger, thanks.
Okay, to let folks know what's happening, we finished up the survey of the wreck of the Japanese destroyer Teruzuki, and then we were moving on about 1 kilometer to the northeast to look at an unknown target. Thank you. Discovered by the Drix, but on our way there, the Norbit sonar picked up a debris field and some targets, and so we're now circling back. These are about 250 meters from the wreck of the Teruzuki, and now we're circling back and going to try to get a visual picture of what that debris field is. So there was at least one piece that stood quite proud of the seafloor, cast a nice shadow on the Norbit imagery.
This is a fun Norbit view. Look at that.
Yeah, we're seeing a very nice view of the Norbit on the Norbit display. You can see Hercules approaching the target that's in the history of the Norbit data collection. So, and the gold is the new sonar data being painted on. The blue is the data that was collected as we passed over it the first time. And those are worms, you tell me?
Those are worms. Squid worms.
Swimming worms.
Squid worms.
Squid worms. Well, now our shore-based experts are really speculating about what they're seeing on the sonar imagery. I enjoy that because I spend all my time speculating what I'm seeing on sonar imagery, but we'll see when we get there. So we're seeing smaller pieces of debris that are out of the field of view of the cameras here, but we see the Norbit is picking them up.
These.
Yeah. And you pick it up on your sonar too there? Yeah. Yeah, so both Hercules and Atalanta have a sector scanning sonar. It looks like a radar display, and that will let the pilot see if there are obstacles or dangers out in front of them. And when we have a large target, we can start seeing that come in. I guess those displays aren't sent out. No.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah. Okay.
Oh, and Daniel, well, I'm sure he will, but Daniel, snaps of each unknown as we...
Okay. Coming back around.
Okay, the first piece of little debris we're picking up there.
Yeah. Just starting to wait for the ship to move. Yep. Yeah. Test. There's a shell casing to the right.
Speculation here, it's a cooking pot. How to feed a lot of people, big pots.
All right, Tess, you can come back out. Oh, sorry. Okay.
Could make some speculation about the level of industry that produced that pot. I mean, it looks relatively modern in construction, so.
Interesting comment here by Jonathan that the Japanese ships didn't usually have mess halls, that they'd bring the food to the sailors at their stations.
Do it. Yeah. Okay.
But we're really seeing the resolution of the sonar on the
sorry, what?
Hercules, that each one of these little items is distinguishable on the sonar imagery. And that's because it's a very high frequency sonar and it's very close to the bottom. How far off the bottom is Hercules now? 19 meters or so?
There you go. 6 meters off the bottom.
6 meters off the bottom. Okay, so yeah. So you get that close, you can see things nicely, even with sound.
Okay. Trying to come back towards you a little bit. Yeah,
yo-yoed a little, getting yanked. It's okay.
The object to the port? Yeah.
Yeah, so we see on the sector scanner, you can see the target.
Okay, you see some. You can see it in your off-road camera and on
Are these shell casings too?
Okay.
These look like shell casings, collapsed, crushed.
I'll get you.
All right.
Okay, there we go.
Okay. Coming in.
4 meters off bottom. Yep.
Yeah.
Right off to your port. Okay. There we go. Let's do a quick survey for lines.
Yep.
Anything in your off-road cameras. I'm coming around with Atalanta, but it's still too far away.
Yeah, I could believe that's the stern of a ship.
Looks like a stern to me.
Okay. Not seeing any lines.
Yeah, let's wake. Let's not come much more forward. I'd work your way. Well, let's let the ship kind of get into position, and then come on down and just chill out in front of it for a little bit. Geez, this looks like a wooden boat almost. Looks like an old-timey boat. Okay. Crazy.
Looks like we got some depth charges.
About to say.
Yeah. Let's not go near those.
If that fish only knew.
Okay.
Let's,
Yeah, I'm starting to get a little bit stretched out.
Jake, let's have you approach him a little bit. Let's down to the southeast. Walk around to the... Nice. Yeah.
Wow. This is pretty cool.
We can wrap around the stern, see if there's any name.
Yeah.
Any identifying.
Just coming a little bit closer towards you until we can get the ship.
Perfect.
That's bright yellow. Okay. Tess, can we get a zoom in on where that yellow thing is there?
Yeah.
Coming around on you.
Okay.
There's a king crab.
That looks torpedo-y.
Yeah, what's it on?
I'm gonna say it looks like the nose coloration to maybe a torpedo.
I don't.
Can you zoom out a little bit?
Lasers.
Yeah, that yellow is...
Do you want me to go fully wide?
Yeah, stand by laser.
Is that yellow biological or?
No.
It's not. You think?
Looks like tape.
Can you zoom
looks like
further
a,
out?
yeah,
Yeah,
tag
can you zoom
or,
out?
yeah,
Right,
yeah,
Tess?
all the way.
Right there.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry.
You're fine.
Almost looks like some kind of hazard warning, you know, enamel paint that's shipped off over the years.
Yeah.
Ordnance usually has banding to tell you what the warhead payload is. So that could be it.
It's amazing that that spot is just so well preserved.
All right.
Ship will be coming at you here in a sec.
Yep. Start moving towards the stern.
So yeah, just wrap around the backside and let's take a gander.
Go around the backside here.
Yeah, to port.
Okay.
And these all you can see in your off-road camera really well anything that approaches you sidelong with the vehicle. So if it's approaching even behind the main or the lights in the camera and things.
Are you talking this side right here?
No, you're left and right.
Oh,
yeah. I call those off-road cameras.
The port and starboard.
Yeah. Those are great cameras because if anything comes within the that kind of surprises you from your left behind the main views, you'll see that big silhouette.
There's a shell right there.
Freak out.
Yeah.
Looks like a 5-inch shell or something.
Down on it at 3 meters.
Yeah, we have a request that we can get a laser on that yellow spot on what looks like a torpedo.
I can, yeah. Go back towards it.
Come up just a tad on
Nice, thank you. It's about 10 centimeters.
Okay. Okay, coming to port.
Okay, looking good.
Oh, you're...
Okay. Okay.
That's a nice shot. That's a nice shot of the stern there.
Yeah.
Would there, did someone say there would be the name would have been on the stern?
Yeah, there was a comment that if it was there, it would be on the stern. But
well, just remember, it's not going to say Teruzuki. It's going to be in Japanese characters. So.
Is it?
We did find the name on Akagi, but
Dumped some line at you here.
and the
Dumping
stern
some line
shape
at
was
you.
very
We may have
different.
to move the ship some more.
Okay.
Do we think that this is
Or you could
potentially
put-
the
you
stern?
could press in a little.
I'm sorry, who
Yes,
said
Megan,
that?
we do.
Yeah.
Wow. We just were orbiting along to our next location and dropped down to check this out.
Wow.
Akagi's characters were blacked out, though. Remember, Frank?
So
Yeah,
Shielding them from,
very good.
from battle recognition.
I do remember that, Phil. Phil just reminded me on the Akagi, the letters were kind of blanked out by paint, so.
Could we zoom on the black kind of spots?
And that was intentional?
Yeah.
Yeah.
On the black darker spots?
Correct.
Okay.
So what's the story?
Okay, Tess, go ahead and zoom in.
What's the story here? How?
We were on transit to target 44, and then we came across this debris field. And this is the stern from the wreck we were looking at, Teruzuki.
Just
so you found the stern, another
raw
piece.
discoloration.
Wow. Wow.
It's a cool. It's a really cool Atalanta shot.
Zoom out.
It really is. I'm gonna flag it.
I was gonna do the exact same.
Me.
I'm sorry, Noelle, what was that about?
I was just commenting that the Atalanta camera is really nice right now.
Okay. Looks like the port side has got a huge damaged area right there at the top.
Okay, coming around.
Wow. How close?
There is a mast falling over on this port side, looks like. We'll have to watch our tether there. But
yeah.
Finding a debris field.
250 meters
Jake,
from the main wreck.
Move maybe a little over the
250 meters?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, just a tad so that we're not dragging our
Dragging the tether over?
Yeah. Oh, you are? Okay, thank you. Did you see that mast?
Yeah, I did. Up on the Atalanta view especially.
Perfect.
Jacob, could we get a pin dropped at the stern point? Could you just call it TER_stern? Not very creative right now.
Great find. That's great.
Frank, do you think that you would be able to share some of the history that meant that these two pieces were originally separated?
Can we do that later?
Got it. All right, we can pause that for now.
Some more depth charges inside there.
Yikes!
Wow.
Yeah.
That's amazing.
Yeah. So I was going to ask if they only had depth charges on one side, which would be crazy, but clearly they had them on both. But they've collapsed in now.
Wow.
And
remember this particular class of destroyer was fitted more for anti-aircraft combat, so for the anti-submarine stuff looks more like just an addition.
Yeah, just an afterthought.
Yeah.
And so this is following the discussion of our experts on shore. It shows the power of this kind of exploration because I guess there was some debate about whether the stern was gone because the depth charges explode or whether the stern fell off before. And I think this has clearly resolved that question for them, seeing the depth charges there. The stern obviously broke apart either in sinking or from from the torpedo attack.
Just take a look there.
Yeah.
Also, clearly the depth charges were put on safe, I guess.
Yeah, although Chuck Haberline, who's provided us a wealth of information from the previous dive here in 92, sent me a note saying, please be extra careful that, Japanese ordnance, some Japanese ordnance in this time of the war had a reputation for being overly sensitive.
Very unstable, yeah. Yeah, I think
not unstable, but sensitive.
Well,
which I'm sure 80-something years on the bottom of the ocean hasn't exactly improved too much.
I imagine.
Go up and over the mast.
I come down the length of the hull, face the mast, then lateral out of there and come around it, and then swoop around the backside, and then rotate around back to the hull.
Okay.
It's incredible.
But always
flying.
keeping an eye out. So you can do sort of a 45-degree angle on it as you approach the mast. Right?
Yeah.
And then just rotate, look at it, and keep it in view as you rotate around the whole thing.
Okay.
Switch your eyes every once in a while down to your off-road cameras to make sure there's nothing else coming up at you. And then you'll rotate around the back and then continue on. And then obviously Atalanta has a really great view right now, so.
For those looking for the name, just a reminder, they would be in Japanese hiragana letters and probably in reverse of what English readers would be looking for.
If they're not painted over, of course.
Right. Kind of wish Hiroshi were up here so he could help us.
Yeah.
Oops.
That's also part of this, is that it's a massive collaboration between,
Coming out to see the mast.
the U.S. Navy, Japanese archaeologists. Just an incredible thing.
And you got about, I'd say you're like 6 meters away from it actually.
Yeah.
Which is okay. Looks like there is a depth charge on the ground just to your starboard.
Just to my starboard?
In the mud there. They roll into the mud.
Wow, those visuals.
So a piece of a mast that's just fallen over? Is it?
I don't know.
Yeah. Oh yeah, Jonathan
Looks
says
too
this
small.
Jonathan thinks it's the aft mast.
Yeah. That looks like the maybe the strut for their propeller.
Yeah. Oh wow.
One of the shafts.
And is this the mast you said coming?
An aft mast.
An aft mast looking at us right now.
Yeah.
Okay.
So this is the forward end of the stern.
Right.
Yeah. No, but
what was the length of this wreckage?
Let's see. So it looks like we're about, so far about, are they still 30 meters, the boxes, Jacob?
He's, sorry.
I believe they're 10-meter boxes.
10-meter boxes, thank you.
He was just talking to the bridge.
Yeah.
Jacob, did you have a sense for how long?
Yeah,
did you already say that?
Yeah,
did I miss it?
Looks about 5 meters.
That's, yeah.
Yeah, I think it's, that's what it looks like here with Atalanta's view.
20 meters.
Well, if there's a 10-meter box, it's, if we've gone like that.
Wow.
Yeah, look at that mangled wreckage
Cool.
there.
Yeah. That'd be great.
So what was the final number that we found?
We're not sure yet.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Kind of, so we're just doing like a circumnavigation of this piece. So we're on the forward most end of this stern. So the farthest forward point that we've got so far. So yeah,
wow.
we'll get all the way around and then have a better sense of what we're looking at. And
this would have been the area where the PT boat torpedo hit happened.
So that's some of the damage we're seeing now. Is that right?
yeah. Frank, we've talked a lot about the long lance torpedoes. What can you tell us about the type of torpedoes that were in PT boats?
Smaller, I believe it was the Mark 13. I'm sure someone will correct me if I'm wrong. But you know, PT boats were designed to kind of run in,
torpedo,
fire their torpedoes, and because they're small, it's a smaller boat. You know, they're not quite as large.
You gotta,
but just as powerful when they do explode. So.
What is that? Crane base.
Where are you seeing that crane base?
Possible.
Yeah, so the comment is that
I'm sorry,
a rector set structure looks like a mast, actually.
Mark 8 torpedo, my bad.
Mark 8.
PT boats usually carried 4 of them.
Oh, what's
with
this?
About a 460-pound warhead. So smaller than, obviously a lot smaller than the Japanese long lance. That was your question, wasn't it, Megan?
It was.
Okay.
The mystery voice.
It's still kind of weird, you know, if you're not here and I hear your voice coming. No, Frank, I can't do that.
Yeah, anybody, this red curve piece is quite intriguing. Like
awesome work.
There's our little yellow marker again.
Yeah.
Can you re-zoom in on the top of that object?
Yeah, give me a second to stable out. Okay, Tess, go ahead.
You could probably push in a couple meters too.
Looks like there's something sticking out of the top, so I don't know if that's I don't think that's a torpedo warhead.
You mean aside from the crab?
Yeah, right in front of the crab, so to speak.
Okay, you can zoom back in.
Is the yellow historical?
We had some speculation on that earlier. We're not sure.
Okay.
Yeah, John Parshaw doesn't think it's a torpedo either. Just that top structure right there, that just doesn't fit with a torpedo shape.
You're getting blown into the wreck a little.
Yeah, okay, go ahead and zoom back out. Thank you.
Just work to starboard.
Yeah.
We seem to have finally confounded Jonathan Womack. Even he says I'm at a bit of a loss on that one.
Wow.
It's the first I've seen that.
So, sorry if I missed this, the kind of reddish cylindrical part sticking up, what was that? Or we're not sure?
No, there's...
Or do we think that's also part of not part of the mast?
No, I don't think there's been...
That is just...
looks too heavy.
I wonder if that's part of the shaft.
Yeah.
But I don't know, it's just...
So if these are 10-meter boxes, circumnavigation is kind of on the order of 8 meters or so, I think.
He's usually between 4 and 6 meters away.
Yeah, no, yeah, okay, well, no, we're trying to get a measure on the length of the stern piece.
Yeah, so you got a circle there around about 25 meters, I'd say.
Well, then the boxes can't be 10 meters. If the
yeah,
He's looking at the high pack screen.
Excuse me, I'm looking, okay, that's.
Oh, those,
yeah.
oh, okay. All right, I'm looking at whatever this nav-G is.
So on the high pack screen, what are the?
He said 30 meter boxes.
30 meter boxes, okay, yeah, all right. That.
Go up and over the top.
Sure. Feeling comfy?
Yeah.
Okay, watch that mast. That's the last thing. Right?
Okay.
That's really the only worrisome thing. We can tilt your camera down quite a bit if you need.
Yeah.
If you want to get a good, I'll get it for you if you want.
Okay.
There you go. Okay. And you got your WCA cameras too, just for
reference.
Yeah. Okay.
All right, when we finish this close look, we should probably move on.
Okay.
Hey Frank, is it true that the U.S. torpedoes, there was kind of a period of the war where they weren't as functional as they expected? Do you think you can enlighten us a little bit about?
It was just faulty design, and it took them a while to work it out. They would hit and not explode, so it was a problem with the exploder.
All right.
But
they got it. They worked it out.
Understood. Okay. But I presume, continued to be used despite that. Is that?
I mean, some would fire, some would hit and explode, others wouldn't. But there were an inordinate amount of duds in the early days of the war.
Tight, yeah.
I just want to kind of get one last shot of it.
And since we're on a Japanese vessel now.
Jacob, if you can give us an accurate measure now of the distance from the stern piece to the full wreck.
Absolutely, 1 second.
Thank you.
Okay. All right.
Can we get one more look at the transom?
Yeah, one more look around those and maybe some zooms on. There's still some chatter about thoughts that those black kind of markings may be important. So I'd love to get just some nice clear.
It's 205 meters. Larry.
Okay, that's great. Thank you, Jacob. Okay, so the distance is 205 meters from the main body of the wreck.
If you can get in there maybe 2 or 3 meters, you can use that Atlantic to give yourself a little.
And do we get a size of this wreckage?
It's
25 meters.
Yeah.
And it's 205 meters from the main wreck site, right?
Yeah, and it's about 18 because it's a little smaller than the circle.
Okay, and so again the measure now for the size of the stern piece is about 18 meters in length.
5 meters. Just due east, basically.
Due east.
Great.
Do we have a comparison for that length compared with the main
I don't think that's the name.
Main rack?
Yeah. No, I don't. You know, you can make anything out of anything. With
Yeah.
Well, yeah, I don't know.
Well, we'll let Hiroshi take a look and see if he. Yeah. Okay, I think we've. All right.
I think our job here is done.
Yep, very good. Wow. Very good. A nice little.
Nice little find.
Little field trip.
Yep.
Beautiful night.
All right. So we're about. I think if I remember, we should be about a quarter of the way to the next unknown target. But
all right,
we may find more targets on the way.
Come up. Coming up. And then I can just fly ahead and go underneath you.
All right.
We are in Iron Bottom Sound after all.
Jacob, would you have a measure of the length of the main wreck?
Okay, coming forward if you keep coming up.
Please.
I'm especially curious how much of the ship will then be missing in length.
Yeah, that's
what he's figuring out.
Yeah, exactly.
Main rack is 113 meters.
113 plus we had 18, so that's 131. And the ship was 132 meters long. So
wow.
Okay.
So that puts it.
How did I wasn't here when we saw the bow? How did the bow look? Did it look like it was there, or was that?
Like most of that was there. Just collapsed.
Yeah, so we can account for most all of it now. That's pretty cool.
Could even be just a rounding error.
Oh yeah. Well, you know, there's a lot of slop in the measurements anyway. Look at a beautiful Norbit pass over it. Look at how you can define the shape with the Norbit there nicely. Excellent. Very nicely done, gentlemen.
Meters. What are we doing? 80?
I stopped at 70 initially.
70?
Yeah.
8,
this is a great comment by Libby. That thing that looked like a torpedo might have been in a settling flask, and the settling flasks tend to have those colored markers on it. That might explain the yellow.
Yeah.
All right, Jacob, whenever you're ready, go ahead and start moving.
Will do.
Oh, way to go, Libby.
Yeah.
Ryan should give you a raise.
Bridge now. Can you head to my target, unknown 44, bearing 072, speed 0.8 knots? Thank you.
So with that, are we officially confirmed that we found the Japanese destroyer Teruzuki then?
Yes.
Yeah, I think
wow.
Frank and Hiro, I think have.
We went through a process of elimination, looking at the features and the histories of the ships and ships of the class and what their dispositions were, and it's Teruzuki.
Incredible. Thank you for that incredible amount of research and puzzling that went in.
We should also wish Phil Hartmeyer a happy birthday.
Oh, wow. Happy birthday, Phil.
On his side of the globe.
Huh.
Oh.
The mere child that he is.
We've been enjoying your birthday, Phil, out here. Thank you for being online with us and spending the day.
Oh, that's great.
What a good way to...
I wouldn't have it any other way.
Some breaking news archaeology story for your birthday.
Okay, and another comment that one of the things that we learned from this exercise is that
excellent job.
Teruzuki had a gun director, an aft gun director, and I guess the experts didn't know that before, so that's always nice too.
Yeah, the sad thing is that we don't have the same level of quality of photography on Japanese warships that we have on Americans, and it's unfortunate because sometimes looking at this picture of the Teruzuki, it's it's not a very good quality one, and then when you blow it up or whatever, it just gets worse, and so some of the details are kind of sketchy.
And
yeah, that's I think
these
that's
are from public sources.
Really
do you
give
think there are
Yeah.
Japanese archives that might have?
That's a question for Hiroshi.
Yeah.
Don't forget to you got those other cameras
During the watch
do
about 8
checks,
hours
just
ago,
like
we're looking
when
at
you
the
don't get
plans
locked
that they
in,
have,
right? So that's
the
thing.
build
So
plans.
If you've
Which
done a
I'm
sanity
going to show
check
some of it,
and
but
then
I
you're
imagine this
trying to do a detailed
things also
shot,
change,
like
right?
you were at the back there, but you already have in
That's
your
something
mind
that Frank, you've taught me, is how rapidly
then
details
so
can change, be replaced.
if you haven't done that yet, and
it's
you
incredible
get locked in on a single
to have a
screen,
final
you
answer
have real
in many
trouble
ways.
because the cameras can lie to you because your concentration is on that one spot, and so like if it's centered on it, the pixels don't move a lot. The angular kind of shift isn't much, but in reality, way back where you are, you're doing meter moves, so you just put a little alarm in your brain, like not to get locked in. It's like, oh, okay, I got to do a check. Okay, move your eyes around a little bit, and then just check the off-road cams are always the biggest one for me, and then Atalanta is a really great one. Yeah, perfect. Yeah. Oh, that's usually enough too. Atalanta is kind of a game changer for things like that because it's like you can see exactly how far away you are. The context is immediate. Yeah. Yeah. Great, man.
Yeah, I get it. The folks ashore are commenting about how exciting finding the stern was, just as exciting as finding the bow, a bow. And so I feel we're very balanced now. We found the bow, we found the stern.
Yeah, completing the picture quite literally.
Not the same ship, but I lost my shoe.
On to the next target.
And for those of our viewers who haven't been following along there,
awesome swap.
We're talking about the bow of the USS New Orleans, which, unlike most of these, was not the whole ship that got sunk. It was actually able to return. Luckily, with some coconut logs to Australia.
That is something.
Had to reverse entirely to Puget Sound before being repaired.
Mike, it's not that one. The one just below it to the right.
Oh yeah.
We can put the Norbit screen, that screen on there. I think it's PC4.
It is PC4.
Was it? Okay. So if you, I think if you hit, I think it's on there.
The PIP4.
No.
I might be able to figure it out as well. Let me look. Let me try.
Yeah. It's PIP5. Hold it there. Oh, okay.
Frank, we have a question here asking if the Japanese have ever searched for their ships. Do you want to talk about some of the incredible...
I'm sorry, what?
There's a comment here asking if the Japanese have ever searched for their ships. Do you want to talk about the incredible collaboration that's been going on?
I don't know if the Japanese have actively searched for their ships. I believe Ballard may be able to answer that question. I remember something that I think he may have been approached to look for. They knew where Yamato's wreck was, but I think they wanted to see if they could find Musashi and Shinano. But I don't think anything ever came of that. You know, the ones that we have found have been largely parts of like collaborative efforts through other organizations like like OET or Vulcan or some of the other Inkfish that do these on their own. But they also collaborate with the Navy. We collaborated with Vulcan on a few of them. We've collaborated with Dr. Ballard's organization over the years as well. We've helped provide records and things like that for, to look for search areas and things. And then, we've been able to participate actively like I'm doing now. We've also had members of the command attend or be part of other expeditions and like off Midway and here as well in the past.